All right, it is Saturday, November, what is it? Saturday, November 12th. And this morning we are going to have a little fun. We're gonna head up to TopGolf, like a batting cage for golf. Ball, receive target point, like interactive video game of golf. I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. There's also a Bloody Mary bar, which is half the reason I'm going. But we're just gonna pick up Luke, we're gonna pick up Danny, we're gonna meet Emmy up there. I don't know if Brandon's gonna show up, but I'm also very vague on where Luke lives, so we'll hopefully get that figured out here soon.
Good morning, Glenn.
G'day, mate.
Oh, freaking gorgeous.
This is perfect weather for golf. This is the weather golf was invented in.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly it was. What's up, pals? You guys ready?
Oh, we're ready.
Dude, you're vlogging right now? Love it.
Hi, good morning.
Hello, hello. There's a surprise inside of those.
This is the life of the vlogger.
Mac and cheese spring rolls. Bye, bro.
Hey, bro. Thanks, bros.
Yeah. She's so happy to smile at us.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Alright, so now I'm heading home. Gonna get some lunch. And then we'll see what the day holds. I really don't know. I probably need to like clean up my office a little bit. At some point this weekend, I gotta go to the mall. Anyway, we'll see what the day holds. So I came home, and I think the Bloody Marys and mimosas put me to sleep. By the time I woke up, it's already dark outside because of the time change and everything. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about something that you guys have probably noticed in most of my videos behind me. It's this wall. I want to spend the next 7 minutes talking about national parks. I didn't intend for it to be that long, but I love them, so I could have gone on for even longer. National parks aren't your thing, no sweat, you just leave the video now. No offense taken. Just hit like and subscribe on your way out. So this wall is kind of a collection of, it's like my national park wall. A lot of people who follow me on Instagram ask me about why I've been to so many national parks or what makes me want to go to national parks, and they follow my travels and stuff like that because I post a lot of photography from national parks there. What I love about national parks is that it's almost as if the government, has created the National Park Service, and they have essentially created this list. A lot of people, when you travel, you go to TripAdvisor or something like that, and you try to get a list of like places I should see while I'm in New York. Essentially, the government's created an organization that protects the to-do list of the most beautiful places in our country. There are 59 national parks in the United States, 48 of which are on the contiguous 48 states, and I've been to 12 of the 59. And most of those coming at the beginning of this year, first half of 2016. I made it a point to kind of start going out and hit these parks, whether that's patching together a long weekend, maybe I found good airfare and I took that opportunity to fly somewhere that had a national park I hadn't been to. So I would say 9 of those 12 came in the first half of this year, and then the second half of this year I kind of saved my vacation time. Took a trip to Singapore and Bali. Check out the video on my page for that. I'm looking to the first half of next year doing the same thing, following the same pattern and going to national parks. Now what I do typically when I go to the national parks, first if it's something you want to do, get the national park pass. It's $80 and for a year it covers all entries to national parks. I also collect official national park maps for each of those places. They're really kind of great souvenirs and they're very iconic. Follow the same style, same layout. So they're official gift shops, although some of the ones I went to, they were sold out or didn't have any yet. Are these little tokens, which each park has their own token. I always grab one of those as well. And lastly, there's National Passport book. It's just kind of a fun thing. There's stamps at every national park visitor center, and just kind of collect the stamps as markers of which parks you've gone to, separated by region. You can collect the stamps on there. Now there's this really cool artist who does these kind of graphic posters of each national park from the Anderson Design Group. I'll link them in the description. And I'll usually then buy prints of some of my favorite parks. So I've got Yosemite, which is just the super iconic national park. Olympic National Forest in Washington State. Big Bend here in Texas, which is actually the closest one to me, and it's still 6.5, 7 hours away. But that's what you get for living in a state so large. And then Rocky Mountain National Park. I always end up going to Colorado once a year. I've also marked a lot of the national parks I've been to on this map, and it's kind of a way of keeping me accountable for what's left and what I've already done as a kind of a checklist. So I've gone to all the Arizona ones. I really want to get back and do a rim-to-rim hike at the Grand Canyon. The 2 of them here in Texas, Big Bend and Guadalupe Mountains National Park. And then actually 30 minutes away, so just right across the border in New Mexico from Guadalupe Mountain National Park, is Carlsbad Caverns. And what's really nice during the summer, you can hit at both the parks, but not only that, after you're done maybe hiking Guadalupe Peak and you get all hot, you can then just drive half an hour up the road and then you just go underground. It's like 60 degrees under there. It's a nice way to cool off. And then California, the only one I've done is Yosemite, and I will always consider that one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. If you haven't been, go. It's incredible. Washington State, like I said, I went beginning of last year. Went to Mount Rainier National Park and Olympic National Park. Olympic National Park is just unbelievable. It's this huge, expansive forest, typical of the very rainy Pacific Northwest. But then it also extends to the coastline, and so there's beaches along the coast that are part of that national park. So you actually leave the park. An hour later, when you hit the coast, you're back in the park for that coastline. Completely different beaches than maybe what you picture. It's these giant 6-8 foot wide tree trunks. The beaches are just the large, smooth rocks as opposed to sand. Of course, Rocky Mountain National Park, and while you're up there, there's Colorado's got so many beautiful parks. Great Sand Dunes National Park, which is also really nice. I mean, to see desert, like Saharan-like desert in the middle of these mountains, and it's cold during the winter, it's really, really hard to explain. When I was younger, probably like 94, I still lived in Singapore, but I came for a summer. And then my cousin and I went with our grandmother to the Smoky Mountain National Park in Tennessee. Of all my trips to National Park, it's where I definitely saw the most wildlife. Black bears, raccoon, deer, all kinds of stuff. And that's at the top of the list of places to get back as well. Because obviously when I was, 8 years old or something, I wasn't taking pictures at the time. So it's something I'd like to go do. One of the dream trips is to go to Utah for about a week or 2 and just hit up all the parks. Because as you can see, you've got Arches, Canyonlands, which are essentially like right across the street from each other. You've got Capitol Reef, Bryce Canyon, and of course Zion. It seems weird too. Last year the National Park Service saw the biggest spike in attendance at national parks, which is great from an awareness perspective, but it's also now made it very hard for them to kind of keep up with conservation. But one thing I did notice just from Facebook, my Facebook feed, is more and more of my Facebook friends also went to Zion last year. I don't know what the big call was, other than of course it's a beautiful place. I don't know why Zion and so many people, but I'm not mad about it. People ask, so is your goal to go to all the national parks? And while I would love to go to all the national parks, I always hesitate to say it's my goal because Alaska is so daunting. There are so many, in fact, 8 national parks in Alaska. And I want to say of the top 10 largest, like 6 of them are Alaska's. I mean, they're huge. And some of them are super remote and have, you know, very few visitors on an annual basis because it's so hard to get to. You have to get a seaplane to take you somewhere, and so it's daunting. And of course, there's so much of the world I want to see. It's just not enough time. And so I always hesitate to say that I'm trying to see them all, but I'll gladly see them all. But yeah, so you've probably seen these on videos, and now you know what it is.
Maybe it's CP. Fuck. My brain is fucked. I can't remember anything. Have fun.
Hey baby, ¿qué pasó?
Hey baby, ¿qué pasó? Hey baby, ¿qué pasó?
Thought I was your only vodka